On February 3, 2026, Manila awoke to a day that would change its history forever. The city, still bathed in the soft glow of dawn, was unaware that it stood on the brink of a national turning point. The city buzzed as usual, with the familiar sounds of jeepneys and the rush of daily life. But by noon, an unexpected press conference at Camp Aguinaldo drew the nation's attention, sending a ripple of curiosity and speculation through the capital. The Secretary of National Defense stepped forward and announced a stunning breakthrough, one that no one outside the highest circles had anticipated. The Philippine Air Force had secretly integrated the Meteor beyond visual range air-to-air missile into its FA-50PH fighter jets, a feat that had been accomplished under a veil of utmost secrecy. The room erupted in disbelief and excitement. This was no ordinary procurement. It was a leap into a new era, a move that would redefine the nation's military capabilities. For years, the Philippines Air Force was seen as weak, struggling to defend its vast maritime territory. Old jets and outdated equipment had long symbolized the country's vulnerability, leaving its borders exposed and its people anxious. Now, with the Meteor missile, the Philippines possessed one of the world's most advanced air-to-air weapons, revealed only after the system was fully operational and ready to defend the nation at a moment's notice. The announcement was a masterstroke, signaling a new era for the country's defense posture. It was a bold declaration that the Philippines would no longer be underestimated on the world stage. News channels flashed urgent headlines: "Secret weapon revealed." The story dominated every screen, every conversation, and every household. Social media exploded with pride and disbelief. Hashtags trended instantly, and millions of Filipinos shared their reactions, celebrating a moment that united the nation in awe and hope. The government's secrecy had paid off, catching both allies and adversaries off guard. Analysts scrambled to assess the implications, while officials quietly celebrated a well-executed plan. The timing was deliberate, coming amid renewed tensions in the South China Sea. The message was unmistakable. The Philippines was ready to defend its sovereignty with new strength. The message was clear. The rules in the skies had changed. Any threat would now be met with a credible and formidable response. The Philippines was no longer a passive observer. Its defenders now stood with renewed confidence, ready to protect their homeland. The era of being unable to challenge airspace violations was over. The nation's skies were now guarded by technology and resolve. The leadership had pulled off a strategic surprise, shifting the narrative from vulnerability to credible deterrence. The world took notice, and so did the Filipino people. The confidence of the defense officials was now shared by the entire nation. Pride surged through the streets, and hope for a safer future was rekindled. It was the confidence of a country that had just changed the game. The celebrations echoed a newfound sense of unity and purpose. The Philippines had drawn a line in the sand, and the world was watching, witnessing the rise of a nation determined to protect its future. The news from Manila sent shockwaves through global capitals, reverberating far beyond the region. Overnight, the Philippines had become the center of international attention, with leaders and analysts scrambling to understand the implications. In Beijing, military analysts scrambled to verify the reports, realizing their air dominance was now in question. The sudden shift forced Chinese strategists to reconsider their assumptions about regional security and the balance of power. The Meteor missile in Philippine hands forced a strategic rethink across the region. Its advanced capabilities meant that the Philippines could now defend its airspace with unprecedented confidence, altering military calculations for all neighboring countries. In Washington, surprise mixed with approval. This was a European deal, not an American one, signaling a new era of Philippine independence. U.S. officials recognized that Manila was now charting its own course, forging partnerships beyond traditional alliances. Regional neighbors like Vietnam and Malaysia watched closely, inspired by the Philippines' bold move. The deal sparked conversations across Southeast Asia about modernizing defenses and asserting sovereignty in the face of growing challenges. The precedent was set. Smaller nations could now acquire top-tier defenses. This development encouraged other countries to pursue similar upgrades, knowing that advanced technology was no longer out of reach. The world saw a new, more sophisticated Philippine defense strategy. Manila's military planners demonstrated a clear vision for the future, emphasizing both deterrence and regional stability. The Meteor deal, brokered with Europe's MBDA, showcased Manila's ability to navigate complex arms deals. It was a testament to the country's growing diplomatic and technical expertise on the world stage. The shock wasn't just about the missile, it was about the resolve and competence of the Philippine government. Their decisive action sent a message of confidence and capability to both allies and rivals. The Philippines had transformed its image from a regional lightweight to a serious middle power. International media now spoke of Manila as a key player in shaping the future of Southeast Asia. The balance of power in Southeast Asia had shifted overnight. Old assumptions were being challenged, and new alliances were being considered as countries adjusted to the new reality. The era of easy intimidation was ending. A new chapter had begun, where strength, strategy, and unity would define the region's future. To truly grasp the Meteor missile's impact on the Philippine Air Force, you first need to understand the long and challenging journey the PAF has taken to reach this point. After retiring its F-5 jets in 2005, the PAF entered a difficult, jetless era, unable to patrol or defend its own skies, leaving the nation vulnerable. The Air Force had to rely on outdated, aging aircraft, earning the painful label "all air, no force" from critics and observers alike. But hope arrived with the 2012 AFP Modernization Act, which sparked a dramatic turnaround by funding new capabilities and revitalizing the force. The acquisition of FA-50PH jets from South Korea marked a crucial first step, but these jets were initially limited to short-range combat roles, highlighting the need for further upgrades. Pilots and crews faced a steep learning curve, rebuilding essential skills and infrastructure from scratch, and adapting to new technologies and tactics. Every step forward was hard-won, fueled by a deep determination to restore national pride and secure the country's skies once more. The Meteor missile now stands as the capstone of this remarkable transformation, symbolizing a new era for the PAF. With the Meteor, the FA-50PH evolves from a trainer into a true air defense platform, capable of engaging threats at long range. The PAF has leapfrogged generations of technology, closing the gap with regional air forces and embracing the future. The all-air, no-force era is finally over. The Philippine Air Force is back, stronger, more capable, and prouder than ever before. The nation's resilience, perseverance, and unwavering spirit have truly paid off, ushering in a new chapter for Philippine air power. The Meteor missile is a revolution in air combat. Its ramjet engine gives it unmatched speed and a vast no-escape zone, 3 times larger than older missiles. Pilots can fire from far away, with a high chance of a kill. Its data link allows real-time updates, making it nearly impossible to evade. In modern aerial warfare, range and precision decide the outcome, and the Meteor gives the Philippines a decisive edge. With this leap, Filipino pilots can now challenge even the most advanced adversaries over the South China Sea. The Meteor missile transforms the role of the Philippine Air Force. Before, FA-50PH pilots faced overwhelming odds against superior enemies. Now, they can strike first from beyond enemy range and retreat to safety. This shift empowers pilots. They're no longer just defending, but deterring. Any hostile aircraft must now assume it faces a world-class weapon. The PAF can enforce air defense zones, protect maritime assets, and support naval patrols. The Meteor's power is multiplied by integration with ground radar and future early warning aircraft. This creates a layered, resilient defense network. The Philippines now has situational awareness and combat capability it never had before. The hunter and the hunted have switched places. The nation's airspace is finally guarded by true guardians. The Meteor's arrival disrupts the South China Sea's military balance. China's Air Force, once unchallenged, now faces a qualitative threat. The Meteor outperforms China's PL-15 missile, giving the FA-50PH a potential first-shot advantage. This is asymmetric deterrence, using high-end tech to offset numerical inferiority. The goal isn't to win a war, but to make aggression too costly to attempt. Chinese planners must now think twice before risking their aircraft. The region becomes more stable. Dominance is replaced by caution. Smaller powers with credible defenses force larger ones to act more responsibly. The Meteor is not just a weapon, but a tool for peace. It raises the risks for aggressors, reducing the chance of conflict. The Philippines has changed the calculus in the skies. Deterrence, not escalation, is now the order of the day. The Meteor deal marks a new era in Philippine diplomacy. No longer reliant solely on the US, Manila has built ties with Europe's top defense firms. This opens access to advanced technology and strengthens diplomatic bonds with Europe. The Philippines becomes a more capable ally to the US and Japan, enhancing joint operations. A stronger Philippines means a stronger alliance. Aggression against the Philippines now concerns a global network of partners. The Meteor is the sharp tip, but international partnerships are the spear's strength. The nation's security now rests on both hardware and a web of alliances. Acquiring the Meteor is just the beginning. The real challenge is sustaining and integrating this capability. The missiles are costly to buy and maintain, requiring ongoing investment. Training pilots and crews is essential. Simulators and continuous drills are a must. Logistics and support from Europe must be seamless. The FA-50PH's radar limits the Meteor's full range. More ground radars and airborne warning systems are needed. The fleet is small. Quality must offset quantity. The Meteor is a powerful deterrent, but only if backed by strategy, investment, and alliances. The Meteor missile is more than hardware. It's a symbol of national transformation. For decades, the Philippines felt helpless to defend its vast coastline. Now, national pride surges as the country takes control of its destiny. The world sees a nation willing to invest and sacrifice for its sovereignty. This is not aggression, but responsible self-defense. The Philippines is no longer just protesting, it's building real deterrence. This confidence will inspire new generations and embolden diplomats. The nation is moving from reactive to proactive, stepping up as a capable middle power. The journey from jetless vulnerability to credible deterrence is complete. The skies over the West Philippine Sea are no longer undefended. A new guardian stands watch, ready to protect its home.